everybody. So we back live, and
Yeah.
sorry, it's technical difficulties, as you say. So please show us your studio. We're very excited.
Okay, so I don't want to lose the connection to turn my camera around. Hold on.
Fingers crossed.
Here we go. All right, so it's a mess, and I will start in my corner where I normally paint. So this is my little corner, and really I don't need all the rest. All I need is this. So, but I do room. This is my basement, so we have plenty of room. This is my basement, so we have plenty of room. You hear me?
We can hear you, but it's very far away sound right now. But we can see fine. Yeah, right now.
Okay. So I'm
comments. So let me for the studio time turn off the comments so you can see that better, and I will bring them back when we start talking.
Okay.
So you can put hearts, like press on a heart button if you like what you're seeing. Be in Karen Margulis studio right now in Georgia.
Okay, so this is my desk area, and then we'll come over here, and I have all these easels set up for works in progress. So this is actually, I'm going to try to do some oil painting, so that's what's on this easel. This is a video that I just made this morning. I'll be posting it on YouTube later today. I painted some spring trees. Then these are just extra easels over here. And this mess all along this wall are all the boxes of planning for my upcoming workshops. So here's the one for our workshop that will be in December. And so each workshop gets its own box, and I fill it with all the goodies that I need for teaching a workshop. So that's all that. And then I just store paper and miscellaneous supplies. And then this is for my grandkids. This is the kitty art space. So I've got all kinds of supplies for when the grandkids come over and we can make art. And then finally, more toys for the grandkids. And then this is just my big work table. So I get a lot done on this table, from cutting paper, wrapping paintings, that kind of thing. And really, that's about it.
What book was it on your desk?
Oh, this book is Dawn Emerson, Pastel Innovations. I haven't had a chance to read it, even though I've had it for a while, so now is the time. So I'm really excited about getting into that book. These are older books. This is Carol Katchen. I got these books a long time ago, and there's some really fun stuff in there, so I'm going to explore those again. It's a good time to review a lot of art books. Oh, I didn't show that. I do have quite a collection of art books here. So pastel and all different art books as well. Yep. So that's about it. That's my studio.
Okay, we got to ask you, can you please do a couple of marks on one of the paintings what you do? Like, like how?
Well, so this one I'm finished with. I did this morning, but I can make a few more marks because I discovered an iridescent pastel. So I thought it would be fun to make a few flower marks with that iridescent pastel. And basically what I did was I built up the masses for the flowers, and I'm coming in and pressing really hard to make a few individual blooms. So as I said in my video this morning, you don't want to get carried away and do too many, but you establish the masses first and then put in a few individual blooms. So
okay, I have a couple of questions about that. So first you say this video is available, and again, where can we find it?
It'll be on my YouTube channel later on today. I'm doing the editing today, and it'll sometime later today, maybe early evening, it will be on my YouTube channel. And I share it on Instagram and Facebook and that kind of thing, so you can find it.
And second question is, what's the iridescent pastel? What brand it is?
This one is, let's see, it's, I think this one is Diane Townsend. It's just sparkly. Iridescent meaning it has sparkle.
It's pretty.
Yeah, it's really pretty. So I like to use them for accents. Like maybe you get a green one and put it in the grass for just a little bit of spice. So they're fun to use.
Yeah, that subject about spices, that's very important, and you don't want to add too many.
Exactly, just like I say with cooking, you put too many spices and that's, you know, you can ruin the dish, overspice it. So, yeah.
Well, thank you for showing us your
Sure.
studio. I have a couple of questions what I was going to ask you. So, yeah,
Okay.
Okay, we're back. So, when did you start painting? Have you been painting? And let me bring comments. So, turn on commenting. Yay, we back. Okay. So, when did you start painting?
Well, I mean, I as a kid, I painted, I drew. My mom let me paint a mural on my wall. So, I mean, I was always involved in art. But I really didn't get involved with pastels until my own children were in high school and I had more time. So I started with a watercolor class thinking I would get into painting somehow in the evenings, but I didn't. It really wasn't a good match for me. So fortunately, I discovered pastel, and I decided right then and there that's what I really wanted to learn how to do. So I was able to find a local instructor, Marcia Savage, and I know you know Marcia, and she was having a weekly class nearby. So I started that, and I took classes with her for about 5 years, and that's really how I got started. But I was working full time. I had a family daycare home, so this studio that I just showed you was filled with toys because it was just for kids. So I would have to paint when the kids were napping, so I only had about 20 minutes usually. And I think that's really what helped me kind of get past that learning curve, because every day I would do a very quick study. And with pastel it was easy because I could leave it out. I didn't have to clean it up, you know, clean brush. And that kind of thing. So
that's why pastel versus
right.
other mediums. So
right.
immediateness of the meat and just easy setup, like you can pull out the box and paint. And
exactly.
It's pigment in a stick.
Exactly. So, and then of course I fell in love with it and haven't really looked back. So it's been a lot of fun.
So what type of surface or paper do you prefer to work on?
I am not really picky. Like I like just about every surface, but if I had to pick one, I would say UArt, just because I think it's the most versatile as far as having a light enough color that I can do any kind of underpainting, including watercolor. So I would say would probably be my go-to paper, but I like to experiment with lots of different surfaces.
Did you try UArt black?
Yes, I did, and I really enjoy that as well. So
yeah, I'm playing with it right now.
Oh, are you? Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a lot of fun. You really your paintings look different on the black paper, and so it's kind of exciting to play with.
And it's a little bit different concept, like what you will do.
Right.
Let me reintroduce us. I'm Dasha Jamison with Red Rock Pastel Society. This is Karen Margulis, who kindly agreed to show us your studio and answer a couple of questions. So I have to ask you about art exhibitions. We Red Rock Pastel Society, we have online exhibition coming up, and to move entry deadline month up so people just can catch up on their new way of life. So we extended entry deadline till April 25th, and you can enter it, like just go on showsubmit.com, look for Red Rock Pastel Society, and you can enter exhibition. But I want to ask you, because you have more experience, so when anyone should start entering art shows?
Well, when I look back at when I first started to enter our local art Pastel Society, I'm part of the Southeastern Pastel Society. I'd been painting about a year. No, not that. I've been painting at that point a couple of months when I went to the first exhibition, and I was so impressed with what I saw. And I made a commitment. I said, next year I'm going to enter the show, no matter what. And it really, what it did for me is it gave me a push to get better. So I encourage anyone, really, no matter where they're at, to set a goal to say, you know what, I'm going to enter this show. I don't have to tell anybody, so I don't have to feel bad if maybe I don't get accepted, but it gives you a personal goal, something to work towards. And there was no, you know, when a year later, I worked very hard, and I did get a painting in the show. And so that was exciting, and it just kind of confirmed that my hard work was paying off. So I think that it's important for you to set many goals, whatever they are, so that you have something to work towards, because it's a lot of work to try to get better, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of these shows as well. So
it's exciting to see you among the artists whom you admire.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can do it. Anyone can do it if they put their mind to it and they put in the work. So.
Well, thank you for encouragement. But can I ask you, like, kind of touchy subject? So how do you deal with rejection? So if you would not get into the show, or what? I mean, I'm sure you get in every single.
No, but that's a great question, because no, you don't get into every show, no matter what your, no matter what your level. And so, you know, it's okay to feel bad about that. And so usually if I get that rejection, I say, okay, it just wasn't, you know, it didn't click with the judge or the juror, and I allow myself to feel a little down about it, but then I look for the good things that are happening, and I say, okay, now I'm ready to move on, and I'm going to work even harder. So yeah, I don't get into everything that I enter. So one piece of advice that I give myself is, I'm not going to advertise that I've entered a show, you know, like, because then if I don't get in and I don't feel like sharing it, I want to be, you know, keep it to myself, then nobody knows, you know. So if you feel that you wouldn't want to share that rejection with others, you know, then don't, just do it kind of privately. But a lot of people share because they need to talk about it, you know, and that's a good thing too. So, but I tend to be a little bit more private about that. I don't really share that much about.
No, I guess it's also maturity level and experience level too. So I did not get in so many exhibitions, but now I learned I didn't even give myself a fighting chance. I started giving big shows, like go home.
That's really good advice. And if you can find local shows, in the beginning I entered our local pastel show, but I also entered local art shows that were not as competitive, and that gives you more confidence, you know, as well. So that's really good advice.
Yeah, it's Lena Ballot, our wonderful friend from Long Island. So she kind of put it this way, so simple. I'm like, why I didn't think about that? Like, you need to give yourself a fighting chance. I'm like, what's wrong with me? Like, how did not come up with it myself?
That's a great advice. Yeah, I would agree.
And by the way, video with three-part interview with Lena Bellet available on our Instagram TV. So if you missed it, it's there, and we're also gonna put it on our blog. And it's again Dasha Jamison with Red Rock Pastel Society. We have our online exhibition going on right now. So go to showsubmit.com or our website, check it out. Please become a member. That would be awesome. And maybe Karen, you will consider it. There is I think plenty of fighting chances. It's
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
But I can just say, I have a couple of more questions I want to ask you. So, what's your favorite subject to paint?
Well, if I had to pick, I would say wildflowers, you know, up close. But I enjoy painting distant landscapes as well, such as marshes and skyscapes and that kind of thing. So it's kind of strange that I'm really drawn to up close and personal just as much as the wide open views. So I tend to alternate those as subjects, but definitely the landscape.
So behind me is California poppies inspired by one of your online lessons. So last year, about this time, we all experienced super bloom, right?
Right.
And it was like just beautiful fields in California, snow and fire combination made California hills bloom. And I went and I had a chance to see Walker's Canyon Antelope Poppy Preserve, and I wanted to paint it. So I made such a mess on your art paper. And after that, I stumbled on your art lesson. I don't remember which one it was exactly. Like, I think it was something on Instagram. That's my social media of choice. And you gave a couple of advices, like how to make marks. And your art takes everything. So I washed it off with a gambling, like front part, and made a few marks. So now it's still kind of crowded, but it's better. So I just gonna tell you, thank you. Like your advices, like they really worked. So I was able to bring that to life.
Well, it looks beautiful from what I can see. Definitely. Yeah, very nice. I missed the super bloom. I was in California the year before where it was just regular. And I did get some photos, so I really enjoy painting those poppies. They're just beautiful. So.
And orange is a challenging color to
definitely. It really is. In fact, that was my day one art play activity, was to paint with my least favorite color, and so I painted some California poppies. It's not really my least favorite, but as you say, it's challenging to work with, and I tend not to use it very often. So it's, you know, fun to work with something that you don't use a lot and you learn from it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you need to challenge yourself, so you
right.
Like you want to enjoy it, but it still needs to be challenging to do something. So, and a couple of more questions. Do you work in quiet, like, or you listen to something?
It depends. A lot of times I like to listen to just, I like to listen to music, movie scores, movie music, you know, instrumental music. So a lot of times I'll just put on Spotify or Pandora and do movie scores, and just background music, not anything really, you know, not loud, just kind of in the background. Yeah.
What's your favorite movie, like, or what's the last thing you listened to?
Oh gosh, I just have a few. What's that one? The music from A Beautiful Mind. There's music from Secret Life of Walter Mitty. I love that music. I don't know why. So I get on different kicks and play different, play it over and over and then change it out.
You know what I want to do now? Like put one of these soundtracks on my Spotify and go back and look at your paintings. So
okay,
they'll probably will come to life then. So
yeah. So that's, yeah, I would say if I'm not listening to a movie, like movie scores, I'll just have like maybe art podcast or something like that, just talk going on in the background.
Yeah, so
but
if I keep your mind busy.
Yeah. So,
and you don't overthink your painting.
Right. And sometimes I find if I'm talking on the phone, whether to my mom or my daughter, and I'll go over and paint, I do a better job because I'm not really paying attention to the painting. I'm being more intuitive with the painting. I don't know. It's just a weird way you disconnect your brain. So
yes, that's really cool. I like to do that too. So
yeah.
Right now there is a time, like I've been catching up with so many members and family. So
right.
That's a perfect way. You dial phone, you turn back to your painting.
There you go.
And just go for it. So thank you for that piece of advice.
Yeah.
And do you paint sitting down or standing up? Like
standing up always, right?
Yeah. So, and I know you share, you always step back from your painting after a few marks if you're not doing tutorial, right? That's
right.
Another thing you do.
Yeah, so I'll try to put my water a few steps back, so I have to step back every once in a while, and not get too caught up in it. So, anything you can do to make yourself stop, step back, and then come back to it is going to help prevent you from overworking things. So.
And who is your favorite, if you don't have inspiration, what do you like to look at? What artists inspire you the most? Can be a living or one of the classics.
Yeah, that's a great question because I have so many, and I'll kind of alternate, and I'll say, oh, you know what, I want to look at Soroya, and get inspired from him. But what I've been doing lately is I have a collection of magazines from back when they started. I have a whole stack, and I'll pull one out from the early days, I don't know, a 5-year-old magazine or 10-year-old, and just look through there and say, oh, I don't remember seeing this. This is interesting. Let's read more about this. So I don't have anyone in particular, but just going through old magazines is a fun thing to do.
Yeah, Pastel Journal is an excellent resource for all the artists to look at, and it's ton of inspiration there. Your friend, our friend Marsha Savage, gave me a few old magazines. It was decluttering, so oh my gosh, it's so many years back, and I'm fairly new to pastels, just 4 years. So and I think those were 10-year-olds pastel journals. So they feel antique and really cool.
It's fun to look at them, at the older ones and see. I even like looking at the ads for the supplies to see how things have changed. But good art doesn't change. Good tips doesn't change. So even the older magazines are filled with great inspiration and instruction. So
please remind us. Thank you for all the answers. So if I want this video to be edited, I need to stop it soon. So please let us know, how can we find you? You're on Instagram, Facebook, and where else?
Well, I have a website which is really my daily blog, and that's KarenMargulis.com, and I have a YouTube channel. So I have a lot of videos on there that are available, but I have a Patreon page where I go into much more depth. So that's kind of like online instruction. So for a monthly pledge, you can get, it's kind of like an online course. So That's where I have over 100 videos just on there alone. So there's a lot of information.
Okay, just find Karen Margulis and on any social media, and you have links to all your YouTube, Patreon lessons, and daily blog. I enjoy your daily blog. I receive your messages. Like I subscribe for newsletter, so every morning I have a message from you.
Well,
so
thank you. That's great.
Like sometimes it's the best news of the day. So
well, I appreciate it. It's my pleasure. So
thank you so much for joining us live. Thank you for showing us your studio. Replay will be available for 24 hours if I'll press all buttons right. And we'll talk to you soon. And
okay.
I hope to see you soon too.
Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me. It's been a lot of fun talking with you.